checking out the death certificate. He doesn't plan to until we know something definite.
Well, when do you think you will know?
Well, once we get a copy of Dr. Simmons' signature, we'll take it over to a handwriting expert, and we should have our answer within a few hours after that.
Steve, what do you think will happen if Jeff finds out that Stephen Mars is alive? Don't you think that's going to make it worse for him? He won't even know where to begin to look for him.
Oh, I don't think so, Audrey. It'll be a torment, of course, but just knowing your son is alive and well, that's wonderful in itself.
Well, yes, of course, but it certainly can't have been easy for you, and it's not going to be easy for Jeff either, I don't think.
No, I guess that's true. If that death certificate is a forgery, it could make a big difference in Jeff's life. It could turn his world upside down until he finds his son somehow.
It's all so strange, isn't it? It's almost eerie.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what this afternoon brings. But once that handwriting expert gets a chance to check everything out, Jeff will have his answer, one way or the other.
Hey, where'd you go?
I didn't go anywhere. I've been right here all the time.
Oh, you kept slipping away.
No, I didn't. You've been dreaming.
Yeah, I guess I must have been. I kept reaching out for you, but you weren't there. It's kind of frustrating, you know. I like reaching out in the middle of the night and putting my arm around you.
Yeah, I kind of like that myself.
Well, let's just take care of that right now, lady. Come here. I knew we could do it. You know, the nicest thing in the world is waking up in the morning and having you next to me. I kind of think I'd like to have it that way the rest of my life.
It will be, Jeff.
Hey, how do you feel?
Fine. I was so pampered with you making dinner and waiting on me hand and foot last night. I'm going to get terribly spoiled.
Good, good. I want to spoil you. In fact, I'm going to spoil you rotten right up until that baby is born. And then I'm going to spoil you some more.
By which time I will be totally useless as a wife.
Well, I'm sure you can adjust. In the meantime, however, I am going to be the model husband. You know, I ran into Jean on the way out of the hospital last night, and she gave me a long lecture on, well, all the things an expectant father is responsible for. I promise you, I'm never going to say or do anything to upset you again.
I hope that doesn't mean that you're going to go around keeping things from me just because you're afraid they might worry me.
Let's not talk. Let's kiss.
Thanks again for breakfast, Jessie.
Oh, you're very welcome, Dad, but we should be thanking you for all the wonderful fresh bread and rolls and things I shouldn't have eaten.
They were good, though.
Oh, they were marvelous. That's why I know I shouldn't have eaten them.
Well, when I was passing the bakery this morning and I saw them in the window, I decided I should share them with someone. So my first thoughts were of you and Bobby, naturally.
That's really nice of you, Dan. And I don't care if they were fattening. I loved every single bite.
Oh, there are more important things in life than what's fattening. What's pleasant should count for something, too.
Oh, it does. About 400 calories worth. What's funny?
I wasn't laughing about that, Jessie. I was just thinking. I said goodnight to Dan last night before I went to bed, and then he was there again this morning when I got up. It's just the way it would be if you two were married.
Where on earth did that come from?
I don't know. The thought just struck me. And I think it's lovely. It's all very natural somehow.
Bobby, I don't know how I'll ever manage to thank you for the thought. I'll see you ladies later on.
Jessie, what's he talking about? What thought? Did he mean about you and Dan getting married?
Don't pay any attention to what Dan says these days. He's very upset, and I'll just bear with him and hope he pulls through.
Jessie, is something going on between you two that you're not telling me?
I have a lot of scheduling to do because Audrey's back, so I'm going to be in my office, and you take care of the desk.
Dr. Jeff Weber, please?
Dr. Weber isn't here, but he's probably on his way by now.
Well, can you give him a message for me then? I'm calling long distance.
Yes, of course. What is it?
Is this Bobby Spencer?
Yes, that's right.
I thought so. And this is Cal Jameson. You remember me? Yeah, I'm really glad you answered because I have something to say to you, too.
Very busy this morning, and I don't have time for social calls while I'm working.
Well, listen, I just take a minute of your time, you know. I just wanted you to know that every time I talk to you on the phone, I come a little bit closer to remembering where it was that we met. I mean, I don't know if anybody ever told you this before, but you got this really distinctive voice, you know.
Oh, you're wrong. You and I have never met anywhere before. Now, I wish you would stop trying to remember something that never happened, Mr. Jameson.
Well, I don't understand, Bobby. I should think that you'd be just as interested as I am to find out where we met before.
Look, I'm not, okay? Now, I told you I am very busy. Do you have a message you want to leave for Dr. Weber or not?
Well, just that I called, and I'll be in contact with him shortly.
Fine.
Hey, listen, before you hang up, Bobby, I'm planning to come back to Port Charles real soon. And, well, I just hope that we get a chance to, get together again.
Don't count on it.
What's the matter?
Nothing. I don't want to talk about it.
Look, Bobby, I couldn't help overhearing. Is that the same clown that thinks he knows you from Jacksonville?
What gave you that idea?
Well, I heard you ask him if he wanted to leave a message for Jeff Weber, and I remember that day he was here, he was looking for Jeff Weber, and I thought, gee, that might be the same
All
guy.
right, Chris, yes, if you must know, it was the same nut. He still thinks he knows me from somewhere, but he's wrong about it. Trouble is, he doesn't want to take no for an answer. Ow!
What's the matter?
Does it look like my arm hurts?
Well, I'm sorry. What did you do to it?
I didn't do anything to it. It was Laura.
Laura?
Yeah, she threw a book at me yesterday and hit me with it.
Laura threw Why would Laura throw a book at you?
I don't know. I didn't do anything. All I did was give her a message that her father had gone home for the day.
Bobby, there must have been some other reason. Now, you're not telling me everything.
Yes, I am. That's exactly what happened.
Well, why would you do something like that?
Because, Chris, she happens to be a totally unbalanced person. Everybody around here knows that, except you, maybe. Why do you suppose she has to see a psychiatrist every single day of her life?
Because the court told her she has to, that's why.
Well, the court knew what it was doing when they forced her into it. She's a very sick girl, if you want my opinion.
Come on now.
Chris, what people seem to forget is that Laura killed a man just because he was throwing her over. She killed him, Chris. She didn't just yell at him. She didn't just hit him. She actually killed him. Now, don't try to tell me that's normal behavior. We have to get angry at people sometimes, but we don't go around killing them for it.
But, Bobby, I don't think you can exactly say she goes around doing that.
Maybe not, but she's still capable of it. I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to be the one to cross her.
Bobby, it was an accident.
That's what she says. I don't believe that story for a minute, and I never did. Anyway, Chris, there are about 4 movies that I would really... Hello, Dr. Weber. Welcome back. Thank you. Hello, Bobby. Hello, Chris.
Dr. Weber.
I just want to congratulate you. I heard all about you getting your license back, and I'm really happy for you.
Thank you. That's very nice to hear.
You must be really happy, too.
Yes, I certainly am. Is Dr. Hardy in yet?
No, he hasn't come in so far this morning, but we're expecting him any minute.
Okay, when he comes in, would you tell him, I'm in the cafeteria, and I'd like to see him.
Absolutely. The minute I see him.
Thank you.
Out of suit on Weber's.
What you ought to do is go to the doctor. Unless, of course, you're faking it.
Faking it?
Look at that. You have a temper problem, maybe just like Laura. Maybe you ought to see Dr. Taylor.
Well, okay, I have to pay for this.